Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk men's basketball. And with us, head coach Andy Bronkema. Coach, first of all, welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
Since the last time we talked back in December, obviously the Bulldogs playing some great basketball right now. 8 straight wins. Just talk about where you're at here at this point of the year.
Thought you were going to say since the last time you talked, you haven't shaved. So I got the beard going, and we're playing well.
13-3 overall, and coming off 2 exciting wins, 2 high-scoring games, both against Lake Superior and Northwood this past weekend.
Yeah, you know what? We're getting up and down the floor like we like to, and you know, we're playing a lot of guys, and you know, the theory there is that they have some fresh legs and we can run up and down. But against Lake State, they also like to play that style. Northwood's a little bigger lineup right now, so it was a little more contrast to styles. But over the 40 minutes, ours did prevail.
As we go to some of the highlights of Thursday's game on the road at Lake Superior, taking on a team you're very familiar with here, played them a number of times over the past couple of years.
That's become a pretty healthy rivalry, and it's because they've had great teams, and we've had competitive teams with them, and wasn't a whole lot of defense in this game. That wasn't for a lack of effort. It was just kind of a credit to how they can space the floor and their offensive talent. But we kept coming at them, and we made some big plays in this game, and you know, we got some key matchups that I think we won for this particular game, and that helped us, you know, but that was about the only bright spot on defense. We just outscored them.
Getting contributions from a number of guys. Cole Walker right there hit the 3. So some guys off the bench really coming on and making some big contributions.
Yeah, this is about the time of year you hope to see some of that, because they've really been training hard and been working with the guys that have been here. So you start to see some of those guys spark up and get comfortable to make plays. And you know, the new semester's starting, so we're really just looking for a solid rhythm coming into this second semester in the conference play.
This one up and down, certainly back and forth, but your team really never relinquished the lead after you got out to that early advantage in the first half.
No, we were able to hold it. You know, they had a real nice shift of momentum, that they got the momentum on their side to close the half. So I think we were up 12 or 13 and then only up 3 at halftime. But you know, there's so many back and forth moments in a game like this that you just kind of stay with your style of play and see if you can't make a few plays in the end.
Peter Furlick right there on that last trip with a 3. Nice to have him back after he missed a game.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of a scare there, and we've been lucky that we've been pretty healthy. You know, we've spent a lot of time on the stretching and you know, foam rolling and in the weight room and ice baths and that. But a little scare having him out for a game, and then glad to have him back. He's 7 of 10. I think he had 20 points in that game, which was a huge lift.
106 in double figures, 111 to 103. A high-scoring game, certainly a score that goes around the conference and makes people take notice.
Yeah, they're probably, you know, wondering who the defensive coach is, and I guess it's Coach Lake.
You came back on Saturday. Nice to be back at home at Wink Arena, taking on the Northwood Timberwolves, and first home game here of 2017.
Oh man, it feels like, I think between our exhibitions and regular season schedule, actually games in Wink Arena, I think there were 3 or 4 out of 18. So to be back here, obviously the guys loved it because we came out on fire, and just to be at home, I think that was the big difference. We couldn't miss in the first half, got out to a big lead, and just, you know, kind of kept it there in the second half. But it was nice to be home. Still haven't played a night game in Wink, so we're looking forward to one of those too, but it's good to be in front of the home crowd.
Bulldogs, as you mentioned, jump out to the early lead, shot 56% from the floor in the game, and getting some good shots like that one right there.
Yeah, you like to see Hankins dunking them. Those are high percentage, and he's doing a great job for us this year in his sophomore year. And you know, he's stepping up and playing big, and you know, we keep pounding the ball to him because a lot of these games you can get some early open shots, but you don't want to settle for them. And you know, he's just been great. He's passed when he's needed to pass. He's you know, went down low and got some big buckets when he's had to. He's been very impressive this year.
So a couple threes from D'Angelo Hughes, a freshman that had a career day with 16 points for you.
Yeah, you're kind of waiting for some of those things to happen because D'Lo's a talented recruit that we brought in, and he's the one true freshman that kind of got a chance. You know, partly, you know, he's talented, but also what we thought was our need, just for a little quicker guy to come in and bother some of those quick guards in the league, because we're pretty long and pretty big out there. So he showed some of his talent that we get to see in shooting drills and get to see in practice, and he caught fire. And it's funny how he catches fire, and then the next 2 shots from other people are going in too. So it's contagious.
One of those guys that hit some other shots, Noah King, a guy that's kind of been steady for you, along with Drew Cushingberry, 2 juniors.
But, you know, those guys, even out of the stat sheet, you know, they're our glue guys. They're keeping us together. You know, Hank is kind of emerging as a pretty big-time player, but Hank and Cush and Noah, I mean, those guys have been around and won a lot of big games for us, and I'm excited for this team. You know, you see Marquise Mayfield, and you know, people that were watching last year saw him barely get into some games, but you know, the talent is just sitting there, and all of a sudden he had 18 and 12 against Lake State, and a great play right there, leading the break and finding our best shooter, and he's been a special talent for us this year too.
This week, 2 more big games as you travel to Saginaw Valley Thursday night, and then back at home against Wayne State on Saturday. Talk about these 2 teams. Obviously, Saginaw Valley, a rematch of last year's regional championship game.
Yeah, we'd like to beat them both, and Saginaw got us all 3 times last year. Great team, well coached, and they're bringing back some real star power. So we're welcoming that challenge, and we think we could do some things that will keep us in that game. And you know, life on the road is not always easy, but we're going to go in there, give it everything we got, and see if we can't get back on our winning ways against Saginaw. And then Wayne State's moving from the south side of the conference to the north, you know, bringing everybody back, and really came out of the gates real well. And they're playing kind of a small lineup, but it's a real intense brand of defense, and their intensity, you know, might be tops in the league with Coach Greer coaching them and those guys getting after you. So we definitely have our work cut out for us. 2
games this week, and then a tough 3-game road trip. You go to the Upper Peninsula, back here to take on Grand Valley State down in Allendale, and then finally get some home games. 5 of the last 7 at home.
5 out of the last 7 at home. So, you know, we keep saying if we could just get through the next stretch, but if we keep saying that, the season will be over. So we just got to enjoy what we're doing. You know, going on the road, going to some of these venues, competing against you know, their teams and what they're trying to do, and just enjoy it, because before you know it, it's gone. But yeah, we're going on the road again quite soon for a 3-game road trip. But we played pretty well on the road, so we played really well on the road actually the last several years. So we should probably find out why and see if we can't just duplicate that.
First place right now here in the GLIAC as you take on the GLIAC North Division schedule, and some tough competition night in and night out here in the GLIAC North.
It's nice to hear first place, you know, but we all know that it's just way too early. I mean, they don't give out, you know, gradual trophies, you know, little ones to the bigger one. First place now doesn't matter. So we're just looking to get better. We're constantly trying to find ways that we can improve ourselves or reinvent ourselves. We don't want to get stagnant. We don't want to peak now. And we're playing great currently. That's awesome for us. We're excited about it, but we're not drinking the Kool-Aid yet.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs this week.
Thanks.
That's going to do it for Ferris Sports Update. You can find out more online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.